Oman, a country located in the southern tip of Arabian Peninsula, has come a long way from its rich trading heritage. Oman was a major trading hub in the Middle East, with its port one of the busiest along the Silk Route. Retail trade in Oman in the early 80s used to be centered around souks in Ruwi and Matra, which also used to be the wholesale market in Oman. During the late 80s to early 90s, the city of Kurum hosted one of the early malls to trade in Oman with Sabco Center, and many more followed through, to name a few. Al-Hati Complex, Al-Araimi Complex, and Al-Khamis Plaza. Muscat City Centre was one among the first regional malls to be launched in Oman in the year 2001 and hosted a multitude of international brands, which was the start of mall culture in Oman. With customers growing more brand conscious, the demand for international brands and retailing surged in Oman, demanding diverse offerings, and so did more mall developments like Kurum City Centre, Panorama Mall, and Muscat Grand Mall came into play. Oman Avenues Mall was launched in the year 2015, which was an expansion of an existing hypermarket into a fully-fledged mall development spanning 5 levels. The mall was one among the first so-called lifestyle shopping malls to be developed in the Sultanate, with everything under one roof, including mega fashion stores, lifestyle products, family entertainment centers, health clubs, spas, etc. The mall announced in the year 2018 that it was going to expand in a phased manner with a 5-year development plan. The first phase being rejuvenation of common facilities, re-strategizing of landscaping, and improvement of public transport connectivity. The second phase being development of the largest cinema complex in the Sultanate, with a 14-screen cinema development that is developed and managed by international cinema exhibitor Cinepolis. The third phase expansion is currently underway, with its mega announcement of one of the largest IKEA stores in the region to open at the mall, which would be a larger all-inclusive development, including infrastructure enhancements, as well as unique redevelopment plans for the existing development, which includes connecting horizontal parking premises to the upper levels of the mall. Multiple ICSC award-winning Mall of Muscat was inaugurated by His Majesty the Sultan of Oman, Sultan Haitham bin Tarek Al Said, in April 2019, who was then the Minister of Heritage and Culture, and it was developed as a super-regional destination centre with unique experience offerings in a luxurious and iconic leisure setting. The mall boasts one of the largest public aquariums in Oman, the Oman Aquarium, which is a landmark in its own right, and mega entertainment offerings such as the biggest family entertainment centre, trampoline park, and an expansive world-class cinema, as well as a generous mix of many commercially successful local, regional, and international brands, some of which have entered Oman for the first time, including Debenhams, Justice, Muji, and Molten Chocolate Cafe, to name a few. Other notable mall developments include Al-Araimi Boulevard, which has been a trendsetter in its development of a major retail offering that combined indoor and outdoor experience, as well as interior schemes that are unrivaled.
The retail sector in Oman has evolved over the past 2 decades. There's been a drastic change from souks and street retail to mega malls. Mega malls today are business, social, and family destinations. It's no longer just about shopping. People come to malls to conduct business, meet friends, work out, or just a family day out.
The global pandemic has affected the retail trade in Oman tremendously. The retail industry in Oman completely shut for business for 97 days, and to date, the majority of the sectors have restrictions in place, as well as many sectors that are still not allowed to trade in view of containing the COVID contagion. The impact of COVID has been unprecedented and has knocked the retailers and landlords off its track. For landlords, most of the impact had to be absorbed wholly, as the impact could not be mitigated in any way. Most of the expenses were unabated during the closure stage due to the unprecedented nature of the deprivation of income affecting the cash flows. The impact has been equally devastating on the retailers, as well as most retailers maintain cash reserves for not more than 2 months, which in this case exceeded more than 3 months, strangling sustenance out of many retailers. The Supreme Committee in charge of COVID containment allowed shopping malls to trade from the 24th of June, with certain restrictions and partial occupancy. These included a slew of safety measures, including thermal cameras, hygiene installations, including sanitizers, cleaning protocols, etc. Certain sectors have taken deeper impacts, and certain segments have shown not only resilience but growth in sales. Food and beverage segment, entertainment and leisure offerings, including cinemas, are expected to have larger and long-lasting impacts, while sectors like furniture and homemaking, electronics and IT retailing and sports and outdoor has seen enhanced growths compared to last year.
The entire world is facing some extraordinary crisis. The retail industry is also going through a major dent. Especially the shopping industry is seeing some major shifts and changes in the standard operating procedures. The overall outlook towards the business, the way the customer behaviors have changed, categories and cost efficiencies are a few of the factors which has caused this impact. We need to relearn, reinvent strategies to look forward for the business.
The COVID-19 pandemic is reshaping the way people shop. Online shopping is expected to grow strongly in the near future as consumer behavior is changing. However, the social aspects that mega malls provide to the community can never be replaced.
Retailers and landlords alike are getting accustomed with the new norms evolving out of the situation. For a mall operator, cost optimization, efficient use of resources, enhancing resources to upend available foot traffic versus tenant sales transition are some of the key takeaways. While for the retailers, it is important to ensure that the operations are lean and mean. Customer expectations are not diminished, rather exceeded, which enhances the loyalty and retention factor. Innovative approaches are key to retailer growth, and adapting to the need of the market is also pertinent.
This challenging time, due to the epidemic COVID-19, we have been able to sustain our tenants by offering them some good offers and support. And we have created awareness to protect our customers from the epidemic by creating through our media channels and maintaining regular sanitization around the mall to stop spread of the epidemic COVID-19.
As they say, an effective vaccine is considered as a silver bullet to reset the times to what it used to be. But is it really a realistic scenario or an optimistic forethought? It is presumed that the transition back to the old normal from the new normal is going to be gradual, but certain. Keeping aside the vaccine or therapeutic treatments that are going to be available, both the landlords and the retailers need to work hand in hand to ensure the business is conducted with a longer-term view in perspective, and a longer-term outlay on the future has to be the foundation.
COVID-19 pandemic had a significant impact on the way we do business. Much of it we couldn't face with textbook principles because obviously of the unprecedented nature and uncertain nature of how the impact came on our business. So we basically looked at 3 fundamental principles in finding a solution towards the impact. First is basically that we are looking at optimizing all our resources towards 1, cost optimization, and 2, efficiency optimization. This involved clearly cutting-edge predictive technology employment within the organization itself. So we have either employed or are currently in design stage of developing technology-based solutions in optimizing our resources. So this could be, there's a new portal which we are developing, which would actually analyze customer data, footfall data, trading density, and so on and so forth, which will give us predictive capability on how we should be running errands within the mall itself. It also helps us in terms of optimizing resources within the mall as well. So this would be in lines of how we would engage our housekeeping resources, how we would engage our operational staff on the floor, and so on and so forth. And secondly, we clearly look at how we could motivate our human resources to perform to the best of the capability during this pandemic. So this could be a way of employing a good amount of training, way of employing, incentive-based way of working as such. So that's something which we had really engaged our human resources to really perform during these struggling times. The third fundamental point we looked at was at innovation and evolution as the time requires. To stress on innovation and evolution as at the most challenging times, we have now announced the Phase 3 expansion of the mall, which is primed to be completed by the first quarter of 2022. The development undertaken by the developer Al Tahir Group looked into the next 10 to 15 year planning horizon, wherein the accessibility and parking is being holistically looked at, and expansion integration is being looked at also holistically, as a key anchor IKEA becomes a destination for the nation and the right investment outlay. To add to this are all part of a strategic plan with a longer term perspective, as well as keeping in mind building a resilient and active defense against future competition. The pandemic has caused us to make a clear detour on the way we do business, but we need to learn and evolve on how we have to live with this new norm.